Alright, hello guys, how's it going? In today's video, we're going to be talking about an upcoming storm that is going to bring some severe weather to the central and northeastern United States. Now, for today's comment of the day, I want to know, do you think we will have any more moderate risk severe weather days this year, or do you think we're going to have to wait until next spring or even beyond? Let me know in the comments down below, and I'll be picking one of those for tomorrow's video. Now, I would also like to remind you guys that we uploaded our first winter forecast for this upcoming winter of 2021 to 2022, and that's going to be on the top right corner up above. Unfortunately, YouTube has not really sent this out to all of our subscribers. The impressions are rather low, and that has been the case on our channel for about a year or more. I have no idea why this is, but not even all of our subscribers are seeing our uploads. So that's why I'm reminding you guys, because I know these videos are so popular usually, but they're just not giving us the impressions that we typically get. Again, I have no idea why this is, but I'm just going to be manually trying to remind everybody of these uploads that are usually quite popular. Let's get straight into the video though, and here we are taking a look at the severe weather risk on day one. And as you can see, the interesting thing here is we have 3 marginal risk areas and then 2 slight risk areas. So there's a lot of different things going on for day one, which is today, Tuesday, on July 13th. First off, we have a marginal risk down there for Nevada, Utah, and then Arizona as well. And then we have that one up there for kind of the north central United States, even up through the Rockies. There is a slight risk in there as well for Montana, Wyoming, South Dakota, and a little bit of Nebraska. And then we have that one up there for the northeast, where we also have a slight risk there for Pennsylvania and portions of western New York there. Now let's get into the individual outlooks. First things first, here's the day one wind outlook, and we have a 5% chance within 25 miles of a given location of damaging wind there within all 3 of those green regions, and then a 15% chance of damaging wind within 25 miles of a given location there within those 2 yellow regions. So that does encompass our 2 slight risk regions. Hail is going to be a little bit less likely today, but we do have the 2 areas of 5% chance, and then the 1 very small area of 15% chance there for Montana and portions of Wyoming. There is a slight tornado risk as well. We are going to want to pay attention up here in the northeastern United States, as we do have a 2% chance there for New York and Pennsylvania as well. A chance is a chance, and you're going to want to pay attention even if there's a 2% chance, even if you're outside of the 2% chance region, because everything's possible, you know what I mean? So here we are taking a look at that Cape real quick for today, and it's not going to be too high. It's going to be actually a lot higher there in the northeast. Those yellows and reds are going to indicate areas of about 2,000 to maybe even 3,000 amounts up there for the northeast. That's where the highest Cape will be. We will be mostly sub 1,000 up there for the kind of north central United States. Anywhere in the greens, though, is where it is going above 1,000, but many regions aren't in that 1,000 plus category of Cape. Cape is convective, available potential energy, by the way, guys, and it is thunderstorm food. That's why it's so important for us to go over. Now, what we're going to do in a moment is we're going to move on. We're going to talk a little bit about some more of that modeled guidance, and then we're actually going to break down a little bit of a flooding risk for the eastern United States, and then we're going to move on to day 2 severe weather risk, which is even larger. All right, now here we are taking a look here at the simulated radar, and as you can see, a lot of precipitation actually as we head towards this evening is going to be around for the eastern United States. We see plenty of that precipitation going on for these regions. We also see a little bit of that precipitation up there for some portions of some of the Rocky states like Montana and Wyoming. That is some of those thunderstorms that are already starting up. Those are mostly going to be happening a little bit later actually, though. This will be probably about 6 p.m. there in the west, and then obviously a little bit later there in the east, but really this is kind of like the early evening, mostly for the eastern United States. By the time we are reaching tomorrow morning, that's going to be Wednesday, July 14th. As you can see, a lot of storminess moves down into this kind of like the north central United States. We see a lot of Nebraska, South Dakota, areas like that, seeing some of those pretty potent thunderstorms. And then even as we head towards that evening, maybe about 10 or 11 p.m., they're heading almost to Thursday, July 15th. You can see that a lot of the storminess moves up into Wisconsin, Michigan, Minnesota, and even Iowa there, where this is just going to be a very potent storm system actually that moves through. And here's that total Cape here for this frame. And as you can see, we have those reds showing up there for Iowa. And the greens, again, is where we have 1,000 plus. The yellows is 2,000 plus, and then the reds are 3,000 plus. We have plenty of that thunderstorm food available here for these thunderstorms to grow. A lot of that actually going on by this frame. So that is obviously really interesting and something we're going to want to pay attention to. These storms could be pretty potent. Again, we do have a higher risk here on Wednesday than we did even on Tuesday. So we're going to be watching extremely closely for this situation. This is obviously a pretty late season severe weather risk, but these things happen, and even as we head towards the fall, we could see an increase in that severe weather risk as well, because that is kind of our second tornado season. We do sometimes begin to see a lot more severe weather pick up there in the fall. So it's mostly the spring, but then also a little bit of the fall as well can be pretty bad. And then here and there in the summer, we can get some events that are obviously pretty bad, even in the winter as well. So you're not really safe year round, but there is times where it is obviously more sporadic and happening a lot more often. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to move on and we're going to talk a little bit about that flooding risk, and then we're going to go over kind of the categorical outlook and everything for day 2. So basically tomorrow, which is again Wednesday, July 14th. Now, I definitely wanted to talk about this rainfall risk because there is definitely a lot of it expected over the next 10 days for the eastern United States. You can obviously tell that the west is getting hardly any. And then you take the basically all of the plains and take that eastward, and it just begins to increase, obviously. This is a pretty concerning look just because of the fact that, a lot of these areas in a 10-day period to get, as you can see, the reds are anywhere from 2 to maybe even 6 inches up there in New York and New England. That's 6 inches plus. That is a lot of rainfall, guys, over a 10-day period. And we could begin to see flooding, especially in areas that are more prone to that flooding. There is areas, obviously, that just, I don't know, like, I guess they're built wrong or they're in kind of a valley and just the wrong way. We have areas even locally here in southeastern Virginia where we know, if it rained really hard, don't go on that road. You know what I'm talking about. I think most areas have spots like that. And those areas, especially in a rainfall situation like this, could get a lot more of that flooding, obviously. Now, as we zoom into the eastern United States, where most of that rainfall will be occurring, we can actually get some kind of amounts on screen here. And you can see most areas in the eastern United States here are above 2 inches over the next 10 days. And a significant amount of these areas are above 2.5 inches, even 3 inches. And then again, the northeastern United States up there, we see 4 inches plus. Or even more. I can tell you this much, definitely those browns up there for kind of the Adirondacks region and surrounding regions, that is definitely 6 inches plus. We're just not getting any numbers on screen for that, but definitely that is some high amounts there, to say the least. And really, I think we could just deal with some storminess. And most of that is actually after the weekend, kind of like the weekend and beyond. But a lot of it does occur beforehand as well. So this will be kind of an ongoing thing. Let's just go ahead and move on and talk about that severe weather threat for day 2 real quickly. And as you can see, we have 2 marginal risk regions, one there for kind of the upper Midwest, and then one there for the mid-Atlantic all the way up through New England. We even have a slight risk there for the upper Midwest, and then even an enhanced risk there for Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Iowa. So obviously that is a higher risk than we have today. Here's the individual wind outlook, and within the 2 green regions, we have a 5% chance of damaging wind within 25 miles of a given location. The yellow is 15% chance, and then the red there is a 30% chance. That is why we have that enhanced risk there. And here's the hail outlook. Within the green region, we have a 5% chance, and then within the yellow region, we have a 15% chance. And then here's the tornado outlook, and we actually have a higher risk here as well, with a 2% chance there within the green region, which is very large, and then also a 5% chance there within the brown for Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Iowa. So we will be watching for some of those tornadoes as we head towards tomorrow, because obviously there's a little bit of a higher risk, but even if you're in the 2% chance, and even if you're outside of those regions, you're still going to want to pay attention, because tornadoes are always possible with these thunderstorms. Even if we're not really specifying it, it could happen. Anything is possible, like I said earlier. For today's confidence tab, we're actually at a 5 out of 6. We would be at a 6 out of 6, but obviously we talked about the next 10 days with the rainfall, so I just lowered it a little bit since that's a little more long range. But other than that, we're feeling very, very confident, actually. For today's comment of the day, I asked you guys, what are some bold predictions for this upcoming winter? Because yesterday I uploaded a winter thoughts video. Again, a few days before that, I actually uploaded a winter forecast, so a lot of winter content is coming out. Weather Geek said, bold prediction, Ohio will get hammered with a 20-inch snowstorm on Christmas. That is definitely a bold prediction, and we're going to remember this one by the time we reach Christmas and see if you're right. I know Ohio didn't, if I'm correct, I think they didn't get that much snowfall the past 2 winters, and they've been asking for a lot of it, so I'm sure a lot of you would be happy with that. For today's patron highlight of the day, I want to thank you all for supporting the channel, but especially our platinum patrons, John Benbenick, James Wade, Dovey Nagel, Literally Pan, and Donna Carnes, alongside our diamond patrons, Bill Roberts, Marcus Connolly, Noah Harley, Michael Codalesa, Catbite, Charles Stinnett, Cindy Klein, Mark J, Luke Flego, Gary's, John Calisi, Dwight Phelan, and Stephen Crenenthal. If you would like to be a part of this exciting patron entry of the day, you can do so by joining our very awesome Patreon page in the description and in the pinned comments down below. I would also like to thank our two channel members, Hairfirms1 and Catbite as well. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Be sure to destroy the like button and leave a comment down below because those two things help out so much. And also be sure to subscribe if you like weather related content. I will see you guys in the next video.